Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth. We are on Saint Germain's path, and we have arrived at his hidden mansion, and oh boy, I don't really know what to think of what's going on now exactly. Whew. Okay, so Saint Germain apparently isn't quite who we thought he was, but, and he's being kind of threatening right now. Okay, we're at this point where, it's another decision where if I don't resist, then we'll have a bad ending. And if we do resist, then we continue on the path. So, as usual, I like to see how the bad endings go, and then we'll go along the correct path. But for now, you can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. I'm going to trust Saint Germain. He won't go through with this. I simply stare at him. Saint Germain readies his dagger, then for a moment he averts his eyes slightly. I can't help but smile. See, I knew it. There is no way Saint Germain would. There is a dull thud as something hits me. But I don't feel any pain or impact. Confused, I look down at myself. Oh. I see that a silver blade has been lodged deep into my body. As soon as I see it, I can feel my consciousness fading. Saint Germain. Good night. I pray that you have sweet dreams. Shouldn't the knife be melting in me? Saint Germain stares at me. His smile is peaceful, but his eyes are sadder than I've ever seen. My eyelids become heavy, and I close my eyes. The last thing I feel is warm drops of water falling on my face. Ah, they must be Saint Germain's tears. As I think this, I fall into an eternal sleep from which I will never awaken. Yeah, so I'm thinking those organizations he was talking about that he works for before have him taking care of us, dealing with us for them. Apparently, we probably represent a greater danger to society or something, and he's supposed to take care of us because of that. That's my guess at the moment, anyway. So now we are supposed to resist. Saint Germain draws near and quietly holds up the dagger. Oh, Lord. He quietly says this as he looks into my eyes, then closes his own for a moment. He's hesitating for a moment. I seize this opportunity. Through sheer willpower, I force my numb body to move. I slap his arm aside, and the dagger flies out of his hand and lands on the floor. How surprising. He doesn't seem a bit surprised by this at all, as he turns to look at the dagger. I didn't expect you to have the mobility after such a drug. No, Saint Germain, I didn't catch you off guard. If you were serious, you would have killed me in an instant. But you weren't sure of yourself. Tell me what happened. Why are you doing this? I desperately throw my words at him, still unable to feel anything but the numbness running through my body. But he remains unchanged, his face as expressionless as a mask. I'll have to decline getting into that. It's a bit grim to serve as a bedtime story. However, I can't just allow you to run off anymore. He pins me down and holds me against the bed. Saint Germain, what are you... I still can't put up much resistance, with my body still numb, and there's nothing I can do. You are in essence a butterfly that has been captured by a spider. You have been caught in my web. His arm slowly stretches towards me. His smooth hand gently strokes my hair, then makes its way to my neck. Saint Germain begins to squeeze my neck, and I can't breathe. Saint Germain! My body jolts reflexively.
This is your fault.
His fingers dig into my throat. I feel myself growing hot, and I see red sparks in my mind.
If you hadn't resisted, you could have had a peaceful death.
As I'm suffocating, I'm gradually released from the pain. I feel something almost like pleasure spreading through my body.
I didn't want you to have to suffer. I had truly wished you a peaceful death, even if that may only be a selfish wish. Even so, I wanted you to sleep peacefully, unaware of even your own death.
Saint Germain's voice trembles slightly. It's so strange. Even while he's trying to kill me, the Count seems to be in more pain than I am.
Miss Cardia, I know that your death is the correct path for fate to travel.
I feel like I'm drifting into a dream. This is what death is like. That's what crosses my mind.
I know this, but why do I?
I feel like I'm falling into a deep sleep. And once I've fallen asleep, will I ever wake up? All I can think about is Saint Germain. Why is he trying to kill me? Why is he hesitating to kill me? Why does he look so sad? If I die, I'll never be able to talk with him or share tea with him. I feel sad about not being able to do any of these little things anymore. Then I lose consciousness. Chapter 10. Seeker. I slowly raise my eyelids and see a familiar ceiling. Soft light comes in through the open window. Is it morning now? A familiar room, familiar furniture, and a comfortable bed that's been specially outfitted for my body. Yes, it is my room. My room. How could I be waking up in a place like this when I'm supposed to be dead? Maybe this is what being a ghost is like. No. Maybe all of that, including my death, was just a dream. If it was a dream, that would be... Trying to speak causes my throat to hurt, and I furrow in my brow. It wasn't a dream. I'm not fully awake yet, but reality hits as I begin to feel sensations in my recently strangled neck. The sad smile Saint Germain had worn as he attacked me gradually comes to mind. At the same time, he had looked like he was in much more pain than I was, even though I was the one being strangled. I slowly sit up. Aside from my throat, nothing else hurts. I wonder what Saint Germain is doing. Why did he decide not to go through with killing me at the last moment? Saint Germain. Even after everything that's happened, I strangely feel no hatred towards him. If I remain here, I'm sure that I'll be killed. Even that fact seems unreal to me. I stand up calmly, knowing that I should be feeling a pressed need to escape. I check the window, just in case, to see if there is a way out of the room. It doesn't open. I try the door next. It doesn't open either, as much as I'd expected. Well, I can melt the keyhole with my poison. I begin to pull off my gloves, but stop. There is no way that Saint Germain would have forgotten about my poison. I'm sure he'd have done something to the room to keep me from melting my way out. And even if the poison did work, and I was able to find my way out, could I simply run off? I lower my head, feeling that if I ran from Saint Germain now, I would never see him again. Coming up with a way out and escaping from the mansion would be the most logical thing to do. But I suddenly hear a knock at the door. Saint Germain. I hastily put my gloves back on and turned towards the door. I'm definitely frightened, but my desire to hear his side of the story outweighs my fear. Come in. When I call out to whoever is beyond the door, I notice that the pain in my neck is subsiding. The door opens. As expected, Saint Germain enters.
You're already awake. Were you trying to find an escape route?
Yes.
I see. Very well. You won't find a way out, even if you attempt to use your poison.
It's almost as if he's reading my mind. How did you poison-proof it?
Victor created the basic formula to counterattack the effects of your poison, so I simply applied his techniques here.
It sounds like you've been preparing this for a while. The birdsong outside feels far too peaceful for the situation. A gentle light illuminates the floating dust, creating slanted bars of light. I have no idea what he's thinking beneath that smile of his. I probably never once truly come close to understanding how he really feels. He's always kept the rest of us at a distance. I was the only one who hadn't realized this and had foolishly thought that we'd grown close.
You've been staring at me for a while. Is there something you wish to say to me?
There's a great deal I want to say to you, and questions I want to ask you. Saint Germain's gentle words encouraged me to come out and say this. What happened last night? That was...
Your body remembers, doesn't it? I clearly intended to kill you. You are neither dreaming nor mistaken.
So you really tried to murder me?
Yes, exactly.
Why? You've been protecting me all this time, so why now? I've been through so many life-threatening situations. The only reason I was able to get through them all was because I had the help of everyone who had been with me. It was all thanks to Lupin, Impy, Victor, Van Helsing, and Saint Germain. Had I been alone, I probably wouldn't have been able to make it this far. I clench my fists and tremble as Saint Germain looks out the window, his voice soft.
I honestly don't know why it had to be you.
What? Saint Germain smiles derisively and sighs quietly. His voice and expression are calm and peaceful, as if he's given up on something.
I cannot explain the reasoning behind it, but the fact of the matter is that I must kill you. I wasn't able to finish you off last night, but I shall definitely end your life at the next opportunity.
Why not right now?
Yes, I don't wish for you to suffer. That's why I used the anesthetic last night. It is a very powerful drug, but it loses potency very soon after preparation. The process is complex and time-consuming.
Saint Germain gives me a scholarly lecture on the properties of the drug he used on me. All this, combined with the serene scenery of this room, it all feels so surreal.
So, you're in luck. You have some time until the next batch is ready. And that should be around midnight tomorrow. I guarantee that you'll have another 2 days of safety.
This is all so strange. Explaining your poison of choice to the person you've tried to murder. I can't tell if you're trying to be considerate or terrifying. The more I listen to you, the more you confuse me. Until recently, I thought I understood you, at least a little.
A man's mind is generally a one-way ordeal. There is no need to try to get into the mind of someone who is trying to kill you. There is no need to trust me either.
But I want to trust you. Because you're a friend, someone who has been by my side all this time. Saint Germain's eyes widen slightly in surprise. His astonishment doesn't seem feigned at all.
You still consider me your friend?
Yes.
After what I did to you, even if I'm trying to kill you.
Even so, I can't see you as a complete enemy. I still feel like you have a reason for this, and that we'd be able to talk and come to an understanding.
You are very strange.
He says this with a tinge of sadness.
I wish I'd been able to meet you under different circumstances. I honestly do believe that. If we had, I probably wouldn't have to be feeling the way I do at the moment.
He slowly trails off, as if having trouble choosing the right words. Eventually, Saint Germain resumes in a small voice, as if he's trying to run away from his thoughts.
I shall see you later.
The Count leaves the room, and I hear the door lock behind him, leaving me alone. I can live until tomorrow at midnight. This death sentence seems so unreal. I hear birds chirping outside the window, and clouds slowly drift across the sky. Gentle light filters into the room, creating shadows. Everything I see feels like a celebration of a peaceful, ordinary day. I feel like I'm trapped in some kind of dream. I sit in a daze, allowing a few hours to pass. My mind is going around and around in circles, only stopping when someone knocks lightly at the door. Please come in. Saint Germain enters once again. He's pushing a silver cart, carrying a steaming bowl of soup and a plate with some bread rolls. You made me food.
Yes, I thought it might be time for lunch. Am I bothering you?
You're not bothering me, but you're going through the trouble of feeding someone you're going to kill.
As I said earlier, I don't want to see you suffer. There's still time before your departure. I'd like you to remain just the way you are until then. It's just me being selfish.
You're always so kind.
I would think that one wouldn't normally say such thing to someone who is about to kill you.
Saint Germain grimaces, then offers the meal to me. As I reach out to take the bread, I hesitate. This...
Don't worry, it's not drugged like before. Although I understand if you find it difficult to trust me.
No, I'll take it. It's useless to be suspicious of everything now. If he wanted to, he could do anything to me, without bothering to mix anything into my food. I take a sip from the soup, and sigh a little in pleasure at how good it tastes. It's so good. It's just as good as Impy's cooking.
Oh, I thank you. That is quite a compliment.
Saint Germain smiles happily, then takes a good look at me as I smack my lips.
This is really strange.
What is?
You're so composed. I had thought you would tremble in fear or resist.
Saint Germain is right to be puzzled. Even I myself find it strange at how peaceful I feel. I don't know. Maybe too many crazy things have happened, and my mind is numb to it. This almost feels unreal, like I'm in a dream.
I see. That may actually be a good thing. You won't have to feel the cruelty of reality. I can only hope that you continue dreaming, although you will have a rude awakening tomorrow night.
Because I'll be murdered. Saint Germain nods solemnly in response. Then he takes another good look at me.
You know this, so why don't you resist?
I give it a great deal of thought before I answer him quietly. Aren't you a master swordsman, respected by even Lupin and the others? Even if I did resist, I don't think I'd be able to get very far.
So you're going to give up and wait in fear?
No, strangely enough, I'm not afraid either. I smile at him. It's an undeniable fact that Saint Germain tried to kill me, but I can't bring myself to think that all the kindness he had shown me until last night had been a lie. Instead of wasting my time cowering, I want to believe in you, until the very last moment when you take my life. Pointless resistance comes from cowardice. The most important thing is to wait for an opportunity. Lupin said that. That's right. I can save the trembling and fear until all hope has been extinguished. I say this and smile at him, and the Count silently shakes his head.
You are much stronger than I had imagined.
If I'm strong, it's only because Lupin and the others trained me to be that way. It's because everyone has taught me so much.
Yet all I do is take from you.
His quiet muttering carries a note of scorn for himself.
I know there isn't much point in saying this, but I wish I had been able to be in a similar position as Lupin when we'd met, as someone who could save you.
Saint Germain. He stares intently at me for a moment, then silently turns on his heels.
I'll return at dusk with your dinner.
No, I don't need anything to eat.
Are you sure? If the taste doesn't suit you, I'll do my best to find something that does.
No, that's not it. I don't actually have to eat to survive. I don't need to go through most of the habits people have. I mean, I never really ate much before I met you all. It's probably because I'm not human.
But didn't you always eat with everyone back at the mansion?
That's because I enjoyed sharing meals with everyone else.
I see. I suppose compared to our time back then, your current situation doesn't warrant much room for enjoying meals.
How did it all come to this? It has only been a few days since we last gathered around the table to eat, laughing. I really enjoyed the time I've spent with everyone, with you, sharing meals with you, and spending time with you, especially having tea. Even just the short conversations we've had each day brought me happiness. But now, I look down at the floor, thinking back on those days, and feel like it has been such a long time ago. The fact that this situation is neither a dream nor a joke is gradually dawning on me. Saint Germain, can we, and Lupin, and everyone else, truly never go back to those days? It's still not too late to say that this was all some sort of bad dream, and that I can forget about everything that happened. I look up, grasping at this ray of hope, but all I see is Saint Germain's sad smile.
I'll bring you a meal in the evening.
Saint Germain.
I probably have no right to say this, but I too feel that the time spent with you is very special. The slightly dangerous but exhilarating days that I spent with you and all the others. It's true, I had hoped that those few days would never end.
He turns and leaves the room without another word. I sigh to myself, then take another bite of the soup. It's completely cold by now. At dusk. Here you go. Just like at lunch, Saint Germain quietly enters the room, pushing a silver cart. The red light of the setting sun is shining on him. His long shadow extends from the floor to the wall. It almost looks like a separate living entity.
I bought your dinner.
Thank you, Saint Germain.
Don't thank me. This is simply an excuse.
An excuse?
Yes, I wanted to do this so that I would have a reason to exchange words with you. I want to speak with you before it all ends. I'm just clinging to futile sentiment.
If you want to, we can continue to.
We can't.
He takes on a sharper tone, piercing me through the heart.
I can't do that, Miss Cardia.
I want to ask him why, and then stop myself. He probably wouldn't answer me anyway. Saint Germain, I slowly enjoy the meal that the Count offers me, and look at him. Saint Germain himself doesn't eat anything, but just observes me intently. Did someone order you to kill me? It seems that this was an unexpected question.
Why would you think that?
I've been thinking since about noon about everything you said to me. You don't seem to be acting under your own will right now. It looks to me like you're pushing back your emotions in order to carry out some sort of mission. He doesn't reply. After a moment, he speaks quietly.
You misunderstand. I'm making the decision to kill you myself. The guilt of killing you should fall on no one's shoulders but mine.
He averts his eyes and turns his face down. There is a trace of a dark shadow over his usual smile. Is that true?
Yes.
Then why do you look so sad?
Sad? Do I seem that way to you?
Yes, you do, and I'm certain I'm right about it. Because we're friends. There is no way I could mistake that expression on the face of someone I consider dear to me. He's more than a friend. There's a formless emotion lying within me that goes beyond friendship.
I see. If I look sad to you.
The setting sun causes a shadow to cross his face. The shadow makes him look sinister.
I probably, truly do love the days that I spent with you. Perhaps my hesitation stems from a yearning for a return to those days.
Saint Germain narrows his eyes even more, then slowly smiles.
No, calling it a yearning for those times is too roundabout, playing it safe. I probably love you.
The smile he wears now is different from his usual smile, reflecting his true kindness. I don't know if he's saying he loves me in a romantic sense. Perhaps he means that he has a deep affection for me as a friend who has adventured alongside him. But still, I can't keep my cheeks from reddening.
The days I've spent with you remind me of when I was still alive.
When you were alive? What do you mean? You sound like you're saying you aren't alive right now.
I've said too much. I didn't mean to confuse you.
He sighs slightly, then stands.
I must excuse myself now. I'll bring you another meal in the morning. Tomorrow will be your last full day of life. You may want to say your prayers to make sure you have no regrets.
What should I pray to?
Something you believe in.
Those are Saint Germain's last words as he turns to leave, bathed in the light of the setting sun. As he leaves, I call out to him, forcing out the words. I have many regrets. You haven't even told me why I'm going to be killed.
That's...
Why are you going to kill me? Am I going to die without knowing that? I ask him the same question that I asked before. I assume that I'm not going to get a reply. But Saint Germain stops, then turns around and looks at me.
Because there is no other way for you to have a peaceful death. If you must be faced with death, it mustn't be at the hands of others. It should at least be from my own hands. It is your deliverance, and at the same time a punishment for me having taken your life.
I look down and clench my hands into fists. From the day we met, I've always thought you were a mysterious person. You hide your true feelings, and you have secrets, but you've been a kind and reliable friend. That's why I wanted to know more about you. I wanted to be closer to you. That's what I wanted, but... My voice begins to tremble. I feel myself growing hot, and the words rush out of me. Now, the more I talk to you, the less I understand about you. You must have some reason for why you're doing this to me. I want to believe you. I want you to make me believe you.
There is no need for you to understand me.
What? I look up at his sudden interruption.
You only need to look at the facts before you and simply hate me. Hate me so much that it makes you want to kill me.
And here we're supposed to say, is that the only way, but I'm going to say I can't first, and then we'll see what the other option is. I shake my head. I can't do that.
Why not? I'm trying to kill you. I would think that would be reason enough to cause you to hate me.
It might be, but after spending time with you and the others, I've been gifted with a number of different emotions. I'm overflowing with so many that there is no room inside me for hate. I place my hands over my chest with a faint smile. Even when I told you about my past, you never stopped treating me the same way. Even when you found out what I was in that underground laboratory, you've never looked at me any differently. That's why I'm not going to change how I see you. I can't hate you. I know. As a homunculus, I probably don't have the right to feel such things inside me, but I finally realized I think I just want to love you from the bottom of my heart.
You cannot, Miss Cardia. You shouldn't think that way.
I tell Saint Germain exactly how I feel, and I see a hint of emotion flicker on his mask-like expression. He seems pained and has difficulty choosing his next words. He looks angry to me.
Because I am going to betray those feelings you had developed for me. Never doubt that.
Saint Germain's one-sided argument makes my heart ache. Why is this happening? I want to shout at him, asking him why he must kill me, but I also know that doing so won't solve anything.
I'll see you tomorrow morning.
With this, Saint Germain leaves the room. Okay, and I'm gonna go choose the other option because I have the feeling that seems to be where the paths will converge again. Is that the only way? Is that the only way? If I hate you for trying to kill me, will this pain disappear? He has been perfectly frank about his intent to kill me. It's obvious that I should be hating him, but part of me is unable to accept that. Saint Germain speaks in a definitive tone, completely shutting out my doubts.
Yes, please. Hate me as much as you can. Curse me. What I'm about to do to you is a crime that deserves your contempt. It would be easier for me if you could see it that way.
Saint Germain's one-sided argument makes my heart ache. Why is this happening? I want to shout at him, asking him why he must kill me. But I also know that doing so won't solve anything.
I'll see you tomorrow morning.
With this, Saint Germain leaves the room. At midnight. And that's where we're going to go ahead and leave off this video and pick up in the next episode. So, I hope to see you in some of my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show your support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.